Hello, second graders. I am here this morning to show you your math assignments for the day. So first, before we dive into math, I want to talk about your morning work. So your morning work looks something like this, and you will find this on Seesaw, and there is a link on PowerSchool. Spelling practice, some phonics practice, a pick a prefix, which is a set of letters that comes before a word, letter writing, and fix a sentence. So you'll want to complete that first, and then you can move right on into your math work. Next thing, there is this thousandths place value. So we have talked very little about the thousandths place value, but we did talk in class about when we use our base 10 blocks, our thousandths is a square. It's a square and it represents 1,000 cubes. So if for some reason this is too hard for you and you cannot get a grasp on the thousandths place value, since we have touched on it so briefly, go ahead and just do up to the hundreds place value. But there are several pages in here that you're supposed to show with base 10 blocks. So go ahead and just draw. And then you are also going to write how much this is worth. And then up here, you will move this tens to the tens place value, hundreds to the hundreds place value, ones to the ones place value, and thousands to the thousands place value. So that's what you'll do for this activity. So once again, you're going to move these labels into the correct places. Draw the base 10 blocks. So for 8 ones, you would draw 8 ones in this block. And then you'll write how much that is worth. And there are 6 pages of this. So do the best you can. Like I said, if for some reason it's too hard for you, just do up to the hundreds. So that is one activity. The next activity that you're going to complete is count by 10 from 10 to 800. So you'll start at 10 and you'll start counting by tens until you get to 800. So we have 10. Whatever comes after 10, you'll go ahead and you can type that in. That might be the easiest thing for you to do is to type that in. Type that in by clicking the T button on the top, typing the correct number, making it about the correct size of the box, and placing it there. And then obviously hitting the green check mark when you have completed all of the boxes. I think that would be easier than writing it in. It would just be kind of hard for me to read if you wrote it in. So if you would be so kind as to type those numbers in, that would be excellent. The next thing you are going to do today for math, this number line counting forwards and backwards. With this, you are going to count backwards from 28 by ones, forward from 34 by ones, forward from 89 by ones, and backwards from 76. So we've practiced this quite a bit in class. We practiced this a little bit yesterday too, just as a refresher about counting forwards and backwards and what that means. So you are going to do that, and then you are to record yourself saying the numbers. When you have written in all, once again, probably typed in the numbers because that would just be hard for me to read. Once you have done that, for all 4 of these number lines, you are going to hit record and record yourself saying and listing and speaking these number lines in the microphone so I can hear you say the numbers correctly. So that's all you will do for math today, and then as always, go ahead and complete 20 minutes on Dreambox and get those lessons done. The only activity you might have trouble with would be the thousands place value, and once again, if that is the case, go ahead and just do the hundreds. We don't have to worry about the thousands, but do your best to get all of this done by tomorrow. And if there's anything that I see a large amount of people didn't get to, we can go over that in class. But these activities should not be incredibly challenging, as you should know how to count forward and backwards by ones and count by tens. So you can go ahead and get started on those.